Welcome back. If you're in midlife and you've been questioning your career, wondering if there's another way to earn an income, or trying to figure out what comes next, you're in the right place. I'm Denny Medeiros, and every week we talk about how to build your next chapter without blowing up the life you've worked so hard to build. Today, I want to help you answer one of the biggest questions I hear from people in midlife. See, a while ago, someone reached out to me with a question I hear surprisingly often. They said, Denny, I've been researching online businesses and side hustles for weeks. Every time I think I found the right one, I watch another video and completely change my mind. They laughed and said, I think I've researched myself into paralysis. And honestly, I smiled because I understood exactly what they meant. Maybe you've been there too. You've watched one person talking about affiliate marketing, then someone else tells you coaching's the answer. Then another creator says digital projects are the future. Suddenly you're comparing 10 different ideas, and somehow you're further away from making a decision than when you even started. The problem isn't that there are too many opportunities. The problem is that most people are trying to answer the wrong question. Instead of asking, what's the best opportunity? I think we should be asking, what's the best opportunity for me? And those two are very different questions. That realization changed the way I think about careers. And it completely changed the way I think about building additional income. See, I've worked in career development for about 15 years. But while working in career development, primarily for nonprofits, I've explored different online business models throughout the years, throughout the last 10 years. Some looked exciting, but they just weren't a good fit. Eventually, I realized success isn't just about choosing a profitable opportunity. It's about choosing one that you actually enjoy and that not only you enjoy, but you'll enjoy building consistently. See, that lesson became one of the biggest turning points in how I help people today. Here's what I think most people do: they start by asking what makes the most money. And I understand why. If you're stressed about your future and your finances, that's a natural place for your mind to go. But I think it's also why so many people become discouraged. Things that we tend to do, um, chasing trends, some of the most popular trends that are out there, going after YouTube gurus that are leading in different trends. Uh, we experience or research the top 10 side hustles that are out there right now. Um, we also experience things like we think that we're going to miss out. So we have this process we go through where we have a fear of missing out, right? And then the other thing we do is we compare ourselves with these people. So when you're chasing trends, um, looking for YouTube gurus, the top 10 side hustles, fear of missing out, whatever these individuals are doing, we tend to compare ourselves with them. when in reality we can't because we're different from them. We're all different. There's nothing wrong with these opportunities per se, but they're not automatically right for you. Think about your career. Two people can have exactly the same job. One loves it, one hates it. The job isn't the difference, the fit is. And I believe choosing an income path works exactly the same way. This is where I think almost everyone gets it backwards. It's where I got it backwards. One point. Instead of asking, can this make money? I want you to begin asking five completely different questions. I call this the midlife income fit filter. It's not designed to tell you what business to start. It's designed to help you avoid choosing one that's wrong for you. And that's a huge thing. So let's look at question one. Does it fit my experience? You already have decades of experience. You've worked your heart out to learn skills and gain experience in a particular discipline, field, industry that is valid. So don't ignore it. Build on it. It's not something you have to destroy. You can build on it. Instead of recreating something totally new, you can build on it. You see, I can use my story as the perfect example of this, working as a career counselor. This is it's basically become an advantage that I have this experience. See, the 10 years that I mentioned in the past that I have tried a variety of different business models online, I was constantly trying to recreate myself in a sense. Some of it felt good and right, and some of it just felt like pulling teeth, like starting from scratch. It was very challenging. Um, and I came to terms with this realization that rather than recreate myself, I could build off the years of experience that I've already had. I didn't have to put it away. It wasn't wrong to have them, even though the work I was doing as a career counselor to me wasn't sustainable. I used it and made it an advantage. And I built off of it to create something that was more sustainable, something that I could do the way I needed to be able to do it. Does that make sense? I was able to take my experience, build off of it, and it became a much easier process than trying to recreate myself. And it just seemed more natural to build off of that skill set. So your experience isn't baggage, it's one of your biggest assets. Think about that. Now, question two, does it fit my personality? Some people, they love teaching. Others may love writing. Yet others may love coaching. There's creating, there's analyzing. All these different roles have aspects of personality type. Some of them involve being around people more. Some of them involve being around people less. Some of them involve skill sets that um, are creative, and others, it's more about deep thinking and analyzing. So, based on that, does it fit your personality type. That's question number two. Just because someone else loves being on camera, let's put it that way, it doesn't mean you will. And that's okay. It's okay. There are lots of ways to build income. You don't have to be nervous or upset because, it seems like there's all this teaching that's happening and people succeeding in teaching online and whatnot, but you feel like you should be doing it, but you can't do it. It's okay. There's other ways. There's other ways to build income. Now, the next three questions are the ones that changed everything for me because they're the questions almost nobody asks. Yet, they usually determine whether someone sticks with an opportunity or quits 6 months later. So far, we've looked at two questions. Does this opportunity fit my experience? And does it fit my personality? Those are important. But if you stop there, there's still a good chance you'll choose something that looks exciting today and feels exhausting in 6 months. And that's why the next three questions are so important. Let's look at question three. Does it fit my lifestyle? This one, I wish more people talked about because sometimes we're so focused on opportunity, we forget to ask what kind of life we're actually trying to build. Let me ask you something. If your goal is to have more freedom, why would you choose an income path that requires you to work 80 hours a week? If your goal is more flexibility, why would you build something that keeps you glued to your computer every evening and every weekend? If your goal is less stress, why would you create another source of it? See, what lifestyle means now to us in midlife isn't what it meant in our 20s and 30s. There are things that have changed. Our health, hey, maybe some of us and maybe some of you have great health. Maybe it's better than it was when you were in your 20s or 30s. But generally speaking, many midlifers like myself, health has changed. Health is a little bit more complicated, right? Family, family obligations have changed. We tend to have aging parents at this age that may require more care because they do less, they're capable of doing less, right? Our energy changes, flexibility changes. We may need to be more present. These are all things that we need to keep in mind. See, success at this point may have a different definition in midlife than it did before. Success before, as I've mentioned in other videos, was more about making money. For me, status, climbing the ladder. But now I find that success is more about caring and watching for my health, being with my family, having a more flexible lifestyle, and being present. Those are the things that I find make me successful in life. So don't choose an income path first. Choose the life you want, then build an income path that supports it. Right? Makes sense? Here's another way of saying it. Build the life first, then build the income. Build the life first, then build the income. Question four, does it fit my season of life? I think this might be the most overlooked question of all. The right opportunity for someone who's 27 isn't automatically the right opportunity for someone who's 57. And that's okay. People in midlife often have aging parents, teenagers, which require a different kind of, attention, adult children, health changes, mortgages to maintain, less energy than they once had, more of a desire for stability. Those realities don't make you less capable. They simply change what fits. So sometimes people compare themselves to someone much younger who's working 16 hours a day building a business. I don't know about you, but that's not the season of life that I'm trying to recreate. One of the advantages of midlife is wisdom. We've learned that building something sustainable usually beats building something fast. Your season of life, it's not a limitation, it's part of the strategy. So let's look at question 5. Does it fit my long term vision? Now we get to the question that changed everything for me. Does it fit my long term vision? Imagine it's 3 years from today. Would you still enjoy building this? Not just the income, the work itself, building for years, enjoying the process, avoiding burnout, long term consistency, choosing work you'll still believe in. Listen, that's why I no longer ask, can this make money? I ask, can I see myself happily building this 3 years from now or 5 years from now? Consider my story, which I've mentioned already in this video, working in career counseling. I was no longer happy doing it. I was confused because I loved it so much at one point, but I was no longer happy doing it the way it was required that I do it. It wasn't sustainable for me. Building on my skills, I made it sustainable for me, the way I was required to function. I shifted it and created a way to use my experience, doing it in a way that made me happy. Now it's sustainable. Think about it. Now it's sustainable. So, considering all these 5 questions, let's put the midlife fit filter, income fit filter together. Every opportunity you're considering, run it through these 5 questions. Not because they're telling you exactly what to choose, but because they'll help you eliminate opportunities that don't fit. That is so important. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is trying to build someone else's version of success. And I'm guilty of that over and over again in the past. They see someone on YouTube, they see someone on Instagram, they hear another success story and they think maybe I should do that. But what if that person's version of success doesn't fit? What if it doesn't fit the life that you're trying to create? Comparison is a very poor career strategy. Comparing yourself to others in that sense. Don't build the business everyone else wants. Build the life that you want. Then choose the income path that's going to support it. That's a very different way of making decisions. So before you watch another video, before you research another opportunity, I'd like to give you a challenge. Write down 3 income paths you're seriously considering. Now run each one through the midlife income fit filter and ask, does it fit my experience? Does it fit my personality? Does it fit my lifestyle? Does it fit this season of my life? And could I happily build it 3 years from now? Don't rush the answers. Here's the thought I'd like to leave you with today. Maybe you've been asking the wrong question. Instead of asking, what's the best opportunity? Ask, what's the best opportunity for the person I'm becoming? What's the best opportunity for the person that I'm becoming? Because midlife isn't about starting over. It's about building forward with everything you've already learned. Make sense? So if today's conversation helped you think differently, I've got a few resources that can help you take that next step. If you're beginning this journey, download my free 15-minute reset. It's designed to help you slow down. This is important. Slow down, get clear, and start thinking about what's next. 15 minutes, it's all it takes. It's free. If you're ready to go deeper, the Clarity Reset Workbook, I created this, walks you through the same kind of reflection that we started today. And it helps you evaluate your next chapter with more confidence. The Career Reset Workbook. And if you'd like personal guidance, you can book a midlife clarity session with me, one-on-one Zoom, where we'll apply these ideas directly to your situation and identify that next practical step, and we'll do that together. You'll find the links to all 3 of these in the description below. So take a look. Next week, we're going to talk about something that trips up almost everyone who's trying to reinvent themselves. It's not choosing the wrong opportunity, it's choosing for the wrong reason. Okay? We'll look at why even smart, capable people often chase opportunities that don't actually fit them and how to avoid making these mistakes. I think it's going to change the way you make decisions. And I'd love to hear from you as well. Which of the 5 questions in this midlife income fit filter made you stop and think most? Let me know in the comments. I'll read every single one of them. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today. If this helped, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next episode. And until next time, keep building your next chapter, one intentional step at a time.